So I'm walking back to Oxford Street so I can get on my coach at Park Lane, and I'm on Holborn viaduct, and I thought it was a bit boring but it's going a bit interesting, so I thought I'd switch my camera on, show you what I can show you. So you've got some beautiful old buildings, and I bet they've knocked a lot more of them down than what we're seeing, because sort of just everywhere in London. So going over Holborn viaduct at the moment. A few years I came, I'm sure they were building some of this lot down here. Probably that over there, but you can still see an old-fashioned building there. Well, there's churches all over London. No congregation anymore, is there? Not been for a very long time. But they're still here. Whether that was a church, I don't know. Looks like a Wren type of building. But then this one definitely has got to be a church here. I have to just step on the other side of the road to video back. Like a gated community down there. Says Eli Place on it. There's two halves in London, them that's got the money and them who hasn't. There's not really a lot in between. So we've got an HSBC here. We've only got one left in our city centre, and it's a modern build that looks absolutely awful. There's on a beautiful one on Church Street in Sheffield, and we moved it elsewhere. So unimpressive now, but Nothing for but the best for those in London, isn't there? So we've got some sort of very grand building here. But I bet in 20 years' time this has completely changed. And the problem is it's not going to be beautiful buildings like this anymore, is it? So that's Prudential Assurance. Looks like one of the buildings in Manchester, this. But I've got to admit, the one in Manchester is probably more impressive than this one in London. Doesn't look like we can build stuff like this anymore, does it? This will last 200 or 300 years or more. The modern stuff lasts 30 years. How can it be cost effective to build stuff that lasts 30 years and falls to bits again? So just checking my bearings. And I'm sure I drove up here in the 90s and I was a bit lost, and I stopped for a moment and a policeman jumped out from absolutely nowhere saying, "Oh, you can't stop here." We never see policemen anymore, do we? Somebody was kind enough to let me across the road. I just want to show you this here. Look at this beautiful building. I missed a few on Holborn viaduct, but I think I made up for it with some of these up here. So on High Holborn now. Even when I worked in London, I had the chance of going on the underground and to be on expenses. Most of the time I prefer to walk. I used to do the voice side of things and I'd have to go in and speak to telephone operators and that. And then I say to them, "How do I get from here to the next place," or whatever. And they say, "I don't know, we go on tube." People won't walk a mile. They just go on the tube. I found it quicker to just walk than go underground. So we've got another nice building. I'm just going to flip sides. And it's not that building. It's that one there. So it's one wedge somewhere. love to know the history behind some of these buildings, but I'm sure it's long forgotten. So I don't know what that is there, it's something missing, isn't it? But I just want to show you that Chancery Lane. Don't know if that's an old pub there. There's people around here as lost as me. So you can just see back into the city there. I showed you that building on that bridge. I think it was on Blackfriars Bridge. There's always something stuck down an alleyway. We're on Warwick Court. We've got another one stuck in here. One of Dave Ebony's favourites. But these areas, I bet they're dead to what 1950s London were like. See, there's more people living in London than there's ever lived in London. There's more visitors in London it's probably ever had, but it tends to be empty. You've got your select bits where the tourists are, but generally speaking, the streets are pretty empty for a Saturday afternoon, and it's about 3:30, probably a bit later. Got a Blackwell's here. But I'm guessing a lot of the shops have gone along here now. Got a Moss Bros. Weatherspoons. I must be getting pretty close up to Oxford Street, which might be a shock to me. But Meadow Hall in Sheffield, I think it's got a bigger profit margin, a number of people visiting it than Oxford Street in London, or it used to. The old Red Lion. More bikes. Looks like they just dump stuff in the streets nowadays. Templar House. Wonder if that's all to do with Simon Templar. So there's always a building to impress in London, isn't there? So I don't know if that's in a hotel, Rossonwood, London. It's got Cornish crab in the window.
But
London's driving, the reset in the rest of the UK. It's all emanating from London. And whether people like it or not, it's going to happen because there's been no real fight back from people. Oh, it's like an old London bus, that. There seems to be an awful lot of buses in London though. We don't get anything where we come from. So I'm guessing people in London are more subsidised on travel than they are elsewhere. So I've got Waterstones there. We're getting very close to Oxford Street now. Holborn Station. Kingsway down there, but I think we're gradually being reset. We're being pushed, a bit like they use sheepdog with sheep. People are just accepting the new norm, and then when the new norm's acceptable, then they'll push something else. So this is a new microphone on my phone, and I'm hoping I'm not getting a bit of a clicking noise because something seems to be moving a bit more than on the other microphone. Princess Louise, or Louis. I think at any moment I'm going to hit Oxford Street. Got to admit though, so far I've not seen much begging. I've not seen that many people on drugs. So that's Holborn Town Hall just there. So I'm going to pick up now onto New Oxford Street. So that's the end of that bit. If you can follow the channel, click on notifications for new videos, and like the video please. I'd appreciate that.